either of you, following up on the regional centers, how many more countries are you negotiating with to set up centers, to add them down the line? You have set a goal, I think you said, of doubling the number of refugees to be admitted. Is that realistic given the huge backlog, the enormous demand, and how long it does take to scale up to the 6,000 a month or whatever it is? So I'm wondering how many more people would really be helped in these new measures. Secretary Mayorkas, you said something I didn't quite get about family detention. Will entire families now be detained? Is that the idea? And finally, for Secretary Blinken, you mentioned the global aspect of immigration. And so I wanted to ask about Russians who've been coming to the United States seeking asylum, saying they're fleeing conscription. Many of them are minorities. And it seems like their cases are being turned down. Many have been detained by ICE, and a few that we know of have been deported back to Russia. So why do they not have a credible fear case? Thank you.
So let me, I can take the questions if I may. So the issue of credible fear, the determination of credible fear is a very case-specific, individualized determination. Our very experienced asylum officers make those determinations based on the facts presented to them, as well as their background information with respect to the country conditions. And so they evaluate the claims based on the people before them and the case that those individuals present. We are indeed in discussions with other countries to expand the regional processing centers. And they will have a significant impact on the migratory decisions of individuals in the region. And our parole processes really communicate that fact quite powerfully. People don't want to place their lives and their life savings in the hands of ruthless smugglers. If they have a lawful, safe, and orderly pathway to come to the United States or another destination country like Canada or Spain, as Secretary Blinken mentioned, they will avail themselves of those lawful pathways. That has proven true through our parole processes and other lawful pathways that we have implemented to date. That is especially true when, if they do take that perilous journey and happen to survive, because all too many do not, they will find that the border is not open and they are subject to removal. And removal will occur in the expedited removal context swiftly, in a matter of days or just a few weeks. The regional processing centers will indeed make a big difference because we are surging asylum officers to work with the international organizations, the UN High Commissioner for Refugees, the International Organization for Migration, to screen people very quickly. We are going to be delivering efficiencies in the refugee screening process to move that process more rapidly than before. This is going to have a material impact in a number of ways. One, we will provide relief for a greater number of people, and two, an even greater number of people will wait to avail themselves of this pathway because of its magnitude and the consequence of not doing so. We have no plan to detain families. As I mentioned, we will be employing alternatives to detention, including some innovations in that regard. And we will, on a case-by-case basis, use enhanced alternatives to detention as warranted.